Okay, welcome to this probability and statistical theory case study. So, as your final piece of assessment for this course, you're going to have a case study to do. And what I want to do is I wanted to give you an illustration of how I would approach a similar one. So this is the case study we've got. We're working for the FAO, who's like the World Health Organization, but for infectious diseases in animals. And we're worried about a flock of penguins that've got blunt beak disease. Yes, it's a completely made up disease. Don't worry. I just didn't want to trigger anyone with, worries about penguins. So we've got a flock and it's got 100 penguins. And the CEO wants us to use pooled blood testing. So the whole idea of pooled blood testing is you get a group of penguins, you get their blood, you put it together and you test it. And if it's negative, and in this case today, I'm going to assume that our test is perfect. So if you have it, it picks it up. If you don't, it doesn't lie. So you do the group, and if you take, so many penguins, and they're negative, you can go, they're all negative. But if you get a positive, you don't know which of that group has it, so now you have to go and do each one individually. So it's a way of pooling it, especially when you have rare conditions. So the whole idea is, there's been a previous study, so there's been 5 studies. Here's the size of the flock, and here's how many had the blunt beak disease. And the idea is we're going to work out how to, first of all, estimate the probability of disease. So we're going to do some maximum likelihood estimation. We're then going to work out the expected number of blood tests we need if we group it in a certain way. And then we're going to work out the ideal way of doing all this together. And then I'm going to write a report and I'm going to upload the report as well. So that's where we're at. I hope that makes sense. I think the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to look at this and work out how we would estimate the prevalence or the probability that an individual penguin has disease, which we'll denote by P. So we'll do that next time. Thank you very much.